Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, as you can see, I'm outside today. It's about 60 degrees. But I'm here to do a top 10. A top 10 of the heels that have gotten over in professional wrestling. Now, the 10 basically is going to be like this. Those I got from like 10 to 6 are those that were heels but really didn't get over much as heels. And then as we hit into the top 5, those will be your top heels. So let's start out with number 10. And number 10, heel-wise, Sting. I mean, when are people going to understand that you cannot turn this guy heel? WCW tried it in 1999, in the fall of 99, did not work. TNA's tried it with the Main Event Mafia, still did not work. They even tried it recently, and it semi-worked, but really didn't, because I think a lot of smart fans knew that what Sting was doing storyline wise was trying to get Dixie Carter and everybody else to realize that Hogan and Bischoff, were going to do what they did. So Sting as a heel really isn't exactly what you want, honestly. So number 10 heel wise, as a top 10 heel, Sting just did not work. Number 9, another person people tried to turn heel but did not work, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now I know you're saying, well, Austin was a heel in an earlier portion of his career. Yes, he was. But when he became Stone Cold, you tried to make this guy a heel and everything back in 2001. Did not work. You paired him up with Triple H. Did not work. You pair him up with Vince McMahon. Did not work. You have him turn face for a few weeks, then have him go back to being a heel by joining the WCW ECW alliance. Still did not work. I mean, when are people going to learn that, like I mentioned with Sting, you try to turn a guy like Stone Cold heel, it's not going to work. People are going to still cheer him. So, number 9, Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin as a heel, just does not work. Now, number 8 is a guy that recently turned face again, someone that people have said should just remain face because he's got the look for it, AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Now, I've met this guy in person, talked to him as well, and I will say this. AJ is definitely the kind of guy you want to cheer. I mean, when he was announced that he was going to be coming to CSW to take on Darren Sanders, the place exploded. Literally, it exploded. People love this guy. And no matter how many times you turn him heel, doesn't matter if you have him associated with Russo in Sports Entertainment Extreme. Doesn't matter if you have him, associated with Christian in the Coalition. Doesn't matter if you have him associated with Angle and the Angle Alliance, or with Ric Flair and Fortune and Immortal. It does not work. It doesn't work. The guy cannot be booed as badly as people think. I mean, I'll give AJ credit. AJ has tried, but the thing is, he knows, as well as I do, and all the wrestling fans out there know, AJ Styles cannot work as a heel. He's a natural babyface, and that's the end of the story there. So AJ Styles, number 8. Number 7. Number 7, wow. This is really weird. Because number 7 is sort of like somebody that could play the heel, but yet he's more of a babyface. Number 7, you may disagree with this, The Undertaker. That's right, The Undertaker. I mean, as many times as you turn The Undertaker heel, like when they turned them heel for the Ministry of Darkness, when they turned him heel when he was still the American Badass and did the Dead Man Inc. deal. When they did that, people still cheered the guy. I mean, even JR questioned on Raw one time why they cheered him. It's because it's The Undertaker. No matter how much you try to get no matter how many times you try to get people to hate the guy, they're going to cheer him. So no matter what you do, he's not that good anymore as a heel. Yeah, when he first became The Undertaker, he was a heel. No doubt about that. But when he became a babyface, trying to make him a heel later on just does not work. People got too used to him being a babyface. So Undertaker as a heel, number 7, did get over sort of got over at times, but mostly just did not work. Number 6. Number 6 is one you might, again, think, oh, it did work, but it really didn't work. This is why they did that. This is why. Brutus Beefcake. Number 6, Brutus Beefcake. Brutus, for a majority of his career, in the later part of the 80s and 90s, in the WWE, was a babyface. There's no doubt about that. He was a babyface. But, when he went to WCW, shortened his name to Brudi, give Eric Bischoff credit for one thing. He took people like Brutus and made them into heels during that modern time of wrestling. And what did he do? He had Brutus put a mask on, attack Hogan, and then get himself revealed, and then rename himself the Butcher. Then after that, they tried to and when that didn't work as the Butcher, even though he did get booed, they tried to get him over as Zodiac. Did not work. They tried to get him over as the Disciple in the NWO. That almost worked. That almost worked, as well as the Zodiac. The Butcher was a good start. Zodiac, I'm not really sure. Disciple, you didn't even know it was him, and yet there you go. You know, that helped a little bit, but still, he was sort of like in between. It's like he could get over as a heel, but honestly, you know, it just didn't work. I mean, a heel persona just does not fit for him anymore. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm just checking my time here. But again, like I said, a heel persona for him, you know, it sort of worked, but it sort of didn't work, and that was the whole situation. So now we're entering the top 5. Who is the top 5? Well, number 5 heel-wise, I gotta go with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, when he first arrived, people hated this guy because he thought he was better than everyone else. Yeah, you turned him babyface in 2001, but that was only for the summer. Then you turned him back into a heel. And he was a heel up until 2003, where he was a babyface for a while. Then you turned him heel again. Then up until about 2006. And then when he goes to TNA, he's a babyface. Then you turn him heel, you know, so on and so forth. And the reason he's number 5 is because no matter how many times you turn him heel, he can get over as a heel. Even though sorry about that. Sorry about that, I got interrupted there. But like I said, no matter how many times you turned him heel, he knew how to get over. Just as many times you turn him a babyface, he knows how to get over. That's just how good Kurt Angle is. So him being a heel, no matter how many times you do it, is a natural fit because he knows how to get over. That's why he's number 5. Number 4, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, again, no matter how many times, just like Kurt, no matter how many times you turn this guy heel, this guy gets over. I mean, for the majority of his time in WWE, whether he was the country singer or the pissed off Jarrett, and even took that character to WCW with him, and even during his heel persona, even now in TNA, the guy got over. The guy knows how to work the crowd. So number 4 definitely goes to Jeff because, like Kurt, he knows how to work the crowd. I mean, when they tried him as a babyface, yes, people cheered him and everything, but let's be honest. Some looked at him and said, this guy's more of a natural heel than he is a babyface. So, Jeff Jarrett, number 4, top heel. No, I know you may question that, but that's the truth. Number 3. Number 3 goes, well, believe it or not, goes to it goes, well, actually it's a tie, if you will. Number 3 is between The Miz and Hulk Hogan. Hollywood Hogan, that is. That's right. The Miz and Hulk Hogan. The Miz right now is by far the most hated person, most hated champion of WWE since JBL. You know, people want to cheer the guy, but he's just so damn annoying. He acts like he's better than everybody else. And he gets him so naturally over as a heel. And Hogan, when he did the whole Hollywood deal from 96 to about 99, people hated his guts. They hated him. Because here's a guy that for the majority of his career did what was right, you know, was a good role model for kids, all that. And here he was now all of a sudden being this, oh, I'm better than you, you know, I do this and all that. He just got so naturally over. I mean, I think, what was it, 2 years in a row? Oh, for 2 years, he became 2 years in a row or something like that. He was the most hated wrestler according to PWI. I mean, Hogan knew how to get over as a heel. So him and Miz, I know that sounds like a weird combination for a weird, you know, that kind of sounds weird putting those two together in a tie, but those two are tied as number 3 as the top heels in the business. Number 2, speaking of JBL, I mentioned him briefly, JBL number 2. Talk about a guy that did the complete 360, complete 180 from what he was. Here was a guy that was part of this Acolyte Protection Agency, and all of a sudden, as soon as Ron Simmons, I guess, goes into semi-retirement, all of a sudden he becomes this aristocrat, million-dollar man-like character, which people just absolutely hate. I mean, they just absolutely hated JBL right from the start when he became JBL. And when he became WWE champion, people wanted him. Every challenger he faced, people wanted to get that. Fans wanted to see that title get taken off him. It did not work. But it did not work until John Cena did it at WrestleMania. But JBL was so over, he could not walk into the building without being booed. He could not be seen on screen without being booed. That's why JBL is number 2. And number 1, well, this shouldn't be any real guessing work. Vickie Guerrero. That's right, Vickie Guerrero, number 1. You know why she's number 1? Have you ever been, not that I ever have, but have you ever been in the crowd when she would come out? Either it's live television or taped. The fans boo the hell out of this woman. Why? Because in their minds, she's portrayed as someone that's disgraced the Guerrero name. I mean, she's the widow of the late great Eddie Guerrero, and yet she's becoming more, and yet she's being portrayed as a man-eater. And she's always, anytime she's in an authority position like she is now as the acting general manager and consultant of SmackDown, she always tries to give her lovers the advantage. Always tries to make them the top guy. I mean, it worked with Edge, it failed with Eric Escobar, and now they're trying it with Dolph Ziggler. And this is why fans hate her. It's like, okay, we know you're Eddie Guerrero's widow. Why couldn't you just make sporadical appearances and you'd be okay? But yet, that's not what happens. And because of what she became by, first of all, turning her back on Rey Mysterio and everything, but because of what she became, she's gone on to be the most hated heel, man or woman, probably in wrestling history so far today. So that's why Vickie Guerrero is number 1 on the top 10 heels in wrestling past and present. If you got a different top 10, let me know if you agree with or not with what I said, and I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. But there you go, Vickie Guerrero, number 1 on the top 10 heels of wrestling past and present.